Good afternoon, buenas tardes from Ibiza. Saturday afternoon. I just figured I'm gonna make a small video and give a quick update on where we are, because I receive a lot of messages from people asking me, how are things? What are you doing on Ibiza? Are you gonna stay? Are you gonna leave the Netherlands completely? Are you not gonna live in Amsterdam anymore? What are your plans? So I figured, well, since I have little time, because we're just, with a small family, just, moving to a new place, it takes a lot of energy and focus, and there's not really a lot of time for anything else. So I'm trying to incorporate some of the things that I do and then combine it with a message and see how that works. So I just decided to go for a small walk in the Paseo Marítimo. You have like a beautiful, like here behind you have Dalt Villa, I don't know if you can see. So I found this quiet spot here. I figured just do a short video here. Because I wanted to share, like right now that we're trying to settle in on the island, we don't really have a plan, and that's a bit how we work. So when people ask me all these questions, like what are you gonna do, how long are you gonna stay, are you going to buy something, are you going to rent something, are you going to give up your place in Amsterdam, what are you gonna do, all of that, it's just a bit overwhelming, because all those things really, to be honest, those are things that I don't really worry about. I just go a bit with the flow, and that's what I've been doing my whole life. Even when I met TJ, it was sort of in the beginning something that we needed to figure out how to do that together as a couple. And it got more interesting when our daughter Celeste was born, and we needed to figure out, okay, how does that work as a family? What do we do to make sure that everyone's happy, feels good? And that's something that we have been trying to figure out for the last 2 years. Because as a small family, obviously everything changes. I mean, becoming a mom is sort of the thing that changed me completely and changed everything in my life, how I used to do things, because right now it's like you always have to take responsibility as well for her. So it's not just me, myself. I mean, I know that my husband can take care of himself, but you have this little person that's really responsible of you. So that puts on a lot of pressure and a lot of stress, and for some reason it made it more difficult when we were living in the Netherlands. And we've been trying to find a spot where we feel like it's lighter and easier and more peaceful. And we've been moving around within the Netherlands to see, like, okay, a village, a city, north, south, east, west. We've looked at different options, but it just doesn't feel right. We also tried moving to Sweden, to Stockholm at one point last year, because we love the nature there. My brother is living there, and it felt like something at the time that made a lot of sense. And we tried that out for a couple of months, and I remember that he told me, well, if you can make it in the winter, then I'm sure that you can do it all year round. So we tried winter last year, but to be honest, I mean, it's a lovely country, it's very beautiful, super nice people, but the cold and the darkness is something that's very, very, very difficult for me personally and for my husband. and our daughter wasn't too keen on that either. So she, yeah, imagine like you need to try to play outside with minus 19. She could do like 15 minutes and then her nose would get all red, and poor thing. And anyway, so that didn't really work out. It's so dark very early, like at 2 in the winter. It's like 2 o'clock that it's actually like turning dark. So you have your lunch and then you're like, okay, well, it's dark already. Different lifestyle. So in my heart I always felt like Ibiza was more like my home and it felt right, but for some reason my belief in being able to live here with my family wasn't there. So I decided to let that go and then just move around in the Netherlands and see what would happen. But then ultimately that didn't work out. Not for me, not for my husband, not for my daughter. So we decided to move. And since we came here, we've been very busy with the first 2 weeks we had to find a spot so that you at least can feel like you can settle in a little bit. So we now found this lovely apartment in the middle of the Fort, close to Ibiza town. You have the lovely paseo here where you can walk around, and then the other thing that we wanted to do is to find a place for our daughter where she could interact more with other children and have a more relaxed life in terms of like she could play more outside, play at the beach. I don't know. So this is basically what we've been doing lately. Like we've been focusing on finding a spot where our daughter can go so she can interact with other kids, and we've now found a spot where she can probably start next week. So on Wednesday we're going to try that out. And the longer we're staying here, the more we feel like, yeah, it feels right to be back. It feels right to live here. So what if we just start looking to stay here, you know, and let go of Amsterdam and let go of our apartment there and just move everything here and start our life here. And obviously I know a lot of people from before, and it's been super nice lately to run into old friends and meeting new people, and it just here on the island it's just so much easier. It just flows better. Whereas in the Netherlands I was always struggling, and my husband as well. I guess it's not for everyone, but for us it works better. So at the moment it feels right, and we've decided to open up the opportunity to see what there is available for us to stay here. So that's basically where we are at the moment, and I'll try to update a bit more often, try to figure out a way that I can incorporate it in sort of one of my daily routines that I do, and just you know, do a quick video message. And yeah, that's about it. So right now it's 6:15, sun is down, it's almost sun is almost setting, and I think it's time for some grocery shopping, because there's a holiday here next Tuesday, and some of them do like a puente, so I'm not quite sure if on Monday the shops are closed. So I said, well, at least we need to get some stuff, so we're good. And so that's about it, what we're gonna do. And tomorrow restaurant La Luna Norotto in the north of the island, which is always one of my favorite spots to go to, and we haven't been since we're back. And the other day I ran into to Adrian. He's like, oh, why don't you come over? I was like, oh yeah, would be great. But of course with a child it's different, because going for dinner at night is kind of a challenge. So that's why we said, well, could we do lunch? And now, since the season is winding down, they're also offering lunches, so that's where we're going to go tomorrow. So I'm very excited about that. And then we'll see what else happens. Every day on Ibiza is sort of like an adventure. Every day something new pops up. So I'll keep you guys posted, and enjoy your evening. Bye.